Our aim is to fight for survival in plastic era. We want to raise awareness of plastic pollution all around the world. And we want to convince all of you that you can change this by little steps in your life. You can stop or reduce plastic in your life, and we will tell you how. And this is all. So we are starting with a video of bubbles going around yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's not a problem here, it's a problem everywhere. And this is sweet. This is what we do when hiking in Dirita.
So here we have 5 tips to reduce of plastic in our life. And we have to think whether we really need it and whether we can be plastic and whether there are plastic-free alternatives.
First of all, think twice before you buy things.
Instead of taking plastic bags, you can use fabric bags, baskets or net bags instead of using plastic ones.
Use reusable bottles instead of single-use plastic bottle.
Try to avoid single-use plastic dishes and cutlery, and use the alternatives made out of reusable materials.
And be aware of the amount of plastic in beauty products you use. In cleaners, razor blades and skins that impact plastic pollution. So there are alternatives. There are soaps without packaging, and every product is a plastic-free alternative.
If you are searching for alternative bag instead of plastic one, we have some tips of the most used in our countries or some products that come from our countries.
Yeah. So in Belgium we have like those cotton bags that have become quite popular, and yeah, they have become like pretty widespread because like social organization, universities, etc. use it as goodies. They can create their logo on it, and like for example at universities they give it to students on first year as a gift.
This is a Czech product. It's made mainly for fruits, and it's made from polylactic acid, which is a fully combustible substance. And you can use this instead of plastic bag when you are shopping for fruits. And it's also very nice designed, and it's simply cool to use this.
In Italy, we can use these unconventional bags. They are made out of cord and organic cotton. You can buy on internet for €1.50 or €8, depends on the quality. But you can also do it because you can find in a store all the material that you need to take. We use it for fruits. We know that when we go to the supermarket, we have to know how much is the weight of the fruit, and we put the fruit in a plastic bag and attack the price. In this way you don't use plastic bag. They became very popular because of some influencers that use it to promote it on Instagram. And something that reminds us of tradition, because many grandmothers and many grandfathers use this kind of material to bring any kind of stuff.
Well, in Spain, as my mate said about Italy, we also have our traditions, and I think a great way to empower young people, even to create new companies, is to make that conscious that these kind of products that our grandmothers used in the past are very useful as an alternative for plastic bags. So this is quite fashionable at the moment. In different regions of Spain, you can find many people carrying this kind of baskets. They are quite big. You can put your stuff inside. You can also use to go to the supermarket. And I think it's a very eco-friendly practice. And it's a way for me personally, it's like a way to maintain our heritage alive.
This is actually a setup of Ukrainian kitchen. This is made of biodegradable substitution for plastic bags. Right now, it is still in the process of starting of usage.
And finally, we would like to introduce you our biggest outcome of the campaign. And later on, we can have discussion of what emotions or what thoughts did it bring to you.
Once upon a time, in a fairyland called Earth, there was a plastic bag. Her name was Baggy. She was a very happy bag. Her best friend was Remy, a little boy. They met in a supermarket. Baggy helped Remy's mother carry the shopping, and it was love at first sight between him and that charming creature, so elastic and yet so strong. In the day that followed, Baggy collected small toys, socks, towels, and as the years went by, she began to carry books, a wrench, sellotape, even a plunger. Remy found a job as a plumber, useful for paying his university studies. Baggy was special. After all those years, even with some small dents, she still managed to help his faithful mate. A bad day. Two shady figures robbed everything the young man had: his smartphone, his wallet, his tool for the trade, and the wonderful Baggy, which for years kept them. The thieves did not need Baggy, so reaching an isolated point on the bank of the river Meuse, the criminals put the stolen goods in a fabric sack and without thinking twice, threw the sad Baggy into the water. Baggy, frightened and naked, discovered that she was able to stay afloat. She tried to reach the long river, but the current was too strong, and she wandered aimlessly for hours, days, weeks, months, maybe years. Baggy had stopped counting the sunsets, had stopped hoping to embrace Remy, when suddenly she saw a boat in the distance. She tried to get noticed by the fishermen, but none of them paid attention. After a while, she realized she was not alone. A similar creature was staring at her, hidden behind the wood of the boat. "Hey, you! What are you doing back there? Come closer. I do not eat you. I'm a good creature. I've been here in the water for a long time, and I'm trying to come back home." Suddenly, she felt that something was grabbing her ear. Oops, not her ear, but the handle, and nibbled it with determination. Baggy tried to wriggle away, but Albatross was too big and too hungry to let her go. At the end of the meal, our heroine found herself mutilated. It was at this point that his neighbor came up to lick her wounds. Baggy could see his whole body was full of holes, scars, worn down.
"Shining soul, I'm sorry to tell you, and I'm sorry you are finding out right now that you are far from home. But we plastic bags are not good creatures. We are destined to damage this planet and the creatures that inhabit it."
What do you mean? What are you talking about? I have always helped my friend Remy. and his family, and I have never even hurt a fly or a bug. A sudden thud interrupted the conversation. The albatross carcass plunged into the water.
Of different episodes, because we want to ask also people that can watch it on our Facebook page to suggest some development for the story. For example, the question that we can do is, what happened to the albatross? Why the albatross is dead and why the albatross went down? Who is the other bag? Is in some way Buggy responsible of what happened to the albatross? And we think that empathizing with a character, maybe children but also young people and also old people could understand how much dangerous it is to leave this kind of plastic in the sea but also in every other environment.
Very nice, very nice. Congratulations.